So today we have our January core power flow. So it's going to be a pretty intense practice. As you stand at the front of your mat, go ahead and think about any intentions you have for 2019. When you're ready, inhale, reach your arms up, palms together. Exhale, forward fold, tuck in your chin. Breathing in, lift yourself halfway up. And then exhale, chaturanga dandasana, elbows in. Inhale, upward facing dog, look up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Once you're in downward facing dog, bicycle your feet, lifting one heel at a time while pressing the other heel down to the ground as best you can. Try to keep your gaze up between the thighs or towards your belly. Come to stillness in downward facing dog. Walk your hands back towards your feet, so at the back of your mat. And then inhale, lengthen halfway up. Exhale, crouch down low, tushy to the heels, crawl back to plank pose. And then exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, toenails are down. And exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot extends up, three-legged down dog. And then exhale, bring your knee to your nose, round your back. As you inhale, drop the knee, but don't touch the ground, look up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, drop the knee, look forward. And then exhale, lift the knee up. Inhale, knee down. Exhale, knee up, press it back, three-legged down dog. And exhale, big step forward between your hands. Runner's lunge. Find your balance here, hands on the right thigh. As you inhale, try to squeeze your legs together, and then exhale, push your feet apart. You'll notice as I inhale, my hips will come up a little bit because I'm trying to slide the right heel back. And then as I breathe out, the hips will sink down slightly as I push the feet apart. Making a T with your hands, turn to the right. Keep your hands wide, look towards your right thumb. Stay in your twist. You're going to pivot down, left hand by right foot, looking towards the right thumb. Option to bend the elbow and to wrap the arm behind your back. Both hands to the mat, three-legged plank pose. Right leg stays off the ground, inhale. Exhale, three-legged push-up. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg comes up, breathe in. Exhale, knee to nose, round your back. Inhale, drop the knee down. And exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, think of this like cow. And then exhale, find your cat. Really engaging the core here. Inhale, look front. And exhale, suck the belly in. Push the leg back, three-legged down dog. And exhale, runner's lunge. Lightly step between your hands. Find your balance. Palms on the thigh. Try to close the scissors. Your legs are the scissors. And then push them apart. Feeling the lift through the inner thighs. And then making a T with your arms, twisting to the left. Working the obliques as you twist, drop the shoulders. Right hand falls down to the floor, twisting lunge. Look to the left. Wrapping the arm behind your back, shrug the shoulder down. Three-legged plank pose, both hands under shoulders, left toes stay up. Three-legged push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Go ahead and walk, step, jump the feet to the hands. Lengthen halfway up once you're there. Exhale, breathe out, fold, head to the feet. Inhale, flat back to stand up, little back bend, press your hips forward. And exhale, samastiti. Inhale, palms together, look up. Exhale, fold, dive the head down. Inhale, lengthen halfway up. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Bend the elbows, look forward. Inhale, upward facing dog. I do a plank with a extra push-up, double dip if you want it. Downward facing dog. Crawl your hands back towards your feet. Forward fold here. Lengthen halfway up. Fold. Bend your knees. Crawl back into your plank. Taking Vinyasa, Chaturanga, upward facing, and exhale, downward facing. Lifting the right leg once again. This time bend the knee, open up the hip. This is the feel good stretch. Focus on keeping the left heel down. And then bring your right knee towards your right armpit, keeping the leg high off the ground. Inhale, press it back, three-legged down dog. Now twist, suck the belly in and try to touch your left arm. Actually touch it. Inhale, press it back. Back to the right arm, same leg. And press it back. And now to the left. Next time you come forward, we're going to stay. Shift the weight into the hands, push your shoulders front. Now stay here. Inhale, jump to the left, and exhale, jump to the right. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. One more time. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Press it back, three-legged downward facing dog. Three-legged plank, Vinyasa. Now, if the three-legged plank feels too much, you can just step both toes down to plank pose, but I find having the one leg up is a nice challenge when you do so many vinyasas every day. Doing the left side, inhale, stretch the left leg up, bending the knee, relaxing the hip open. Inhale, stretch the leg, bring the knee to the same arm, so it's the left tricep or armpit. Inhale, push it back. Notice my head and shoulders. As I exhale, I have to push the head front, the shoulders front. And then inhale, press it back. Left arm. And right arm. Now the belly's fired. We're going to stay forward in our little core plank. Jump the knee to the right arm. Jump the knee to the left, to the right, to the left, to the window, to the wall, but there's no window. Press it back, three-legged down dog. And then Vinyasa, three-legged plank if you like, or toes down. Upward dog, shoulders back. Downward dog, hips go back. Making your way to the front of the mat, walking, hopping, and blowing out the air, tucking your chin and fold. Breathe in, stand up. Samastiti. Bending our knees, Utkatasana, chair pose. Feet together, knees together, or feet apart, knees apart. I don't care, just pick one. Twisting to the right on the exhale. Look up for a moment. Keep your thumbs in by your chest. And now for your balance, go ahead and look down. See if you can lift up your left foot, bringing the heel towards your butt. Stay in your twist and take a long step back. Now that transition's quite difficult, so maybe you want to put both hands down, step the left foot back, and then return to your twist. That's up to you. Now we're going to come back to our balancing chair. Bring your knees together, left foot stays off the ground, hold it for a moment, and then go ahead and step the foot down. Switching sides, breathe in center, and then exhale, twisting to the left. Really pressing down through the left hand to help you turn more. And balancing chair, this time the right heel comes up to your butt. It's going to work your hamstring. And then head goes forward as the right toes step back. Once you get the foot down, go ahead and look up to the left. Coming back to the balancing chair, try to find the balance. Knees together, and then step the foot down. Inhale, chest center. Exhale, fold front, straighten the legs. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward dog. Option, double dip. That's what my teacher always used to do, so it's ingrained in me to get stronger. Down or dog. Right foot to the ceiling. Right knee to the nose. Just one time. Inhale, sink the knee down, look up. Exhale, knee to nose. Now step between your hands. Warrior 1. Virabhadrasana A. Belly button is still facing front. Back toes turned out. Warrior 2. Now the belly button opens to the long edge of your mat. Flipping both palms up, reversed warrior, but see if you can keep your left hand off that back leg. So this is going to work your belly a little bit more. Warrior 2, interlock your fingers, straighten the front knee for a variation of Trikonasana, triangle pose. Instead of using the right hand on the floor or a block, we're going to push an imaginary wall away from us. Lots of core stability needed. From Warrior 2, Skandasana, bending left knee, and then come back up, Warrior 2. They're pretty quick. You might want to put your hands on the ground, but if you have the flexibility and you want to work a little strength in the legs, try it with no hands. Wide-legged fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, hands down. I have to readjust here. Sorry, my butt is in the camera's face. I didn't know how to edit and how to change, I guess, where I'm facing. It's too confusing. Wanted to get it all done in one go, so here I am. Halfway up. Oh, I took a headstand there. You can just stay wide-legged fold. Now coming back to Warrior 2, let's take those same arms above the head and see if we can launch forward into half moon. Try to keep your belly facing the left side of your mat, not the ground. And then step it back to side angle pose, bringing the hand by your pinky or hand by your big toe. Reversing the warrior just for a moment and then cartwheeling forward, revolved half moon. Stepping it back, three-legged plank, Vinyasa to downward facing dog. Left leg to the ceiling, left knee to the nose, and then inhale, drop the knee, look up. Exhale, knee to nose, step between the hands, Warrior 1. Warrior 2. Flip the palms, reversed warrior. Focus on keeping that front knee really bent. You'll get a good stretch from the hip crease all the way up the left side. Skandasana. Oh no, triangle. I was distracted by my friend doing lunges in the background. Bending the knee. Now, here we go. Skandasana. Just 3 times. You'll notice that back foot with the straight leg, I have to pivot the toes out as I bend the knee. And then those right toes will pivot in as I come back to Warrior 2. So just pay attention on your own body that your knee is tracking out over your toes. And as we do wide-legged fold on this side, we're going to add a shoulder stretch. Interlock your fingers, inhale, reach up, and then exhale, forward fold. Crunching your body between your legs as best you can. Trying to push your hands into the floor behind your head. I always say your back is lava and you don't want your hands on your back, so try to lift the arms up, up, up. And now we're going to take a little balance challenge. Come halfway up. Hands on the waist is easier. Reaching front is harder. I'm balancing on my toes here, or you can keep the heels down. Lift the belly up and in towards the spine. Inhale, stand all the way up, back to Warrior 2, left side. Getting ready for half moon with these arm variations. I lost my balance on this side, and I found how to edit text into a video, so oops. I couldn't figure out how to make it go away quickly though, so there's my failed attempt. Moving to side angle pose. Trying to form a straight line from the right pinky toe through the right middle finger. And I did forget to do revolved half moon. This was already after I was at the gym for a few hours, so I'm a little delirious by this point. Vinyasa to downward facing dog. Catching breath here. And then we're going to jump or step the left foot forward and try to pick up the right knee into the chest. And as you exhale, bring your nose to your knee. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, nose to your knee. It looks pretty easy, but I find this is quite challenging. You're having to hollow your belly and activate your core to bring that nose down. Cross the right knee over the left for eagle. Right elbow over left. Lift the elbows up, fingers up. Breathe. Now crouching eagle. You're going to suck the belly in and start to fold elbow to the knees. Rounding the back like a cat, stretching behind the shoulders, and then unravel to supported standing split. Bending the top leg, reaching the left arm back for the foot, getting a good quad stretch. Forehead to shin, and then straightening the leg, going for a balance challenge. Come up to the tips of your fingers, or maybe no hands, try to grab your ankle. Hop it back, three-legged plank, Vinyasa, you know what to do. And from downward facing dog, walk or jump the right foot between your hands, bringing your knees together. Left foot is off the ground. Left knee rises up into the chest. And then 3 little nose taps down to the knee, working flexion through the left hip. And this is great for people like me that have a pretty mobile lower back. It forces me to really get a stretch there and to round when I'm so used to arching. And then followed by eagle, left knee on top of right, left elbow on top, look up, reach up, belly in, bend your knees, find your balance. Squeeze your inner thighs together and start to fold, crouching eagle. And then unravel, feels really nice, supported standing split, head down, left leg up, quad stretch, bending the left leg, reaching right arm back, little balance challenge as well. And now taking one hand or both hands off the mat, lightly holding on to the ankle. Hands under shoulders, hop back, plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Same deal, left leg comes front, keep your right leg off, but this time let's try to straighten the leg, grabbing big toe. And if you can't straighten the leg, you can keep it bent like we did the first time, but do try to straighten, even if you're grabbing underneath the knee. Swinging it to the right, looking to the left. And now for the fun one, switch your hands. Big twist here. This is like what we did in our lunge in the very beginning. Look back. And then no hands, point the toes. Stomp down through the left leg. Pivoting from the hips, warrior 3, hands on the waist, or torpedo. And here's some failed attempts of little handstand hops. I think I just do 2. And then exhale, chaturanga. So you can do as many as you like. If you're able to go all the way up, go for it. If not, just take your vinyasa, stepping back. Let's do the left side, right foot forward. Pick up the left leg, straighten it in front of you, or holding around the knee. Shoulders above hips, chest open. And then be swinging it to the left side, being to the right. Switching hands, taking the twist. No hands, hands on the waist. And then warrior 3. Just for a moment. Hands down. Little handstand hops, just playing with transferring the weight to the hands and shoulders. And then landing in your push-up chaturanga, bending the arms. Upward dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Next we have our little froggy jumps. Jumping the feet wide, hands to the heart, and then pushing down, jumping the feet back and bending the knees. Inhale, feet front, hands up. And then exhale, push down. Now if jumping doesn't work, you can step your feet front, hands up, and then hands down, same deal, step your feet back. Inhale, weight goes off the hands, and then exhale all the weight into the hands. I think this is my last one. Yep, and then we add a little bind here, dropping right shoulder in front of right knee. Opening the hands is already a great stretch, but if you can, go ahead and wrap the arms around that leg and see if you can grab your fingers or your wrist. It's like a combo deal. It's a happy meal. You get hips, inner thighs, knees, ankles, and shoulders. Bakasana crow, hands underneath shoulders, knees in the armpits. Lift the heels to your butt and shift the weight forward. Breathing here, rounding the back like cat, and then spitting the legs back. Vinyasa to downward facing dog. I turned around because I was tired of having my butt in your face. Right foot to the ceiling. We're going to flip our downward facing dog. Bend the knee. Left hand stays on the mat. Turn your belly to the sky. Right hand to the ceiling. Keep looking at your right hand. Try to touch fingertips down. Next up is fallen triangle or breakdancer. People call it different things. You thread the right leg through like side plank with wide legs. Left arm to the ceiling. Keep lifting through the waist. Come back to wild thing. Right leg goes up. Bend the knee. Flip. And this time when you come to fallen triangle, don't touch the ground. Keep your foot off the ground. Tap the toe down, 1. Tap the toe down, 2. And 3. Press it back. I just did 3 because 3 is my favorite number. Pigeon pose, right side. I always like to reach up before folding front. I find I'm able to go deeper with less pain than just folding front right away, but that's up to you. A couple variations for pigeon pose. You can stay center like I am, but I add on with a twist and a bind. So with the right leg forward, it's the left arm that will thread the needle, and the right hand is free to go behind your back, searching for the big toe. I promise it's still there. Next transition's kind of difficult. You can be bound or unbound. Come up to a seated place for king pigeon. Left arm goes back and try to reach for that back foot. I'm admiring the vein I can see in my shoulder and bicep, like the Hulk. And then step it back to downward facing dog. I think I turn around again. Yep. Left leg to the ceiling. Flipping the down dog for wild thing. So this is nice. You get a back bend here, but you're also strengthening that bottom arm, that shoulder. And then when we go to fallen triangle, you're getting a lot of core. Bring the knee into your chest, twist it out, pinky edge of the foot down. Push into the left hand, lift the right arm up. Lots of obliques. Going back to wild thing, lift the leg, push the head back. Nice back bend here, open the heart, the chest, the shoulders. Even the front of the hips, depending on how tight you are. And then fallen triangle, this time attempting to keep left leg up. And 3 little taps. 1, 2, 3, three-legged down dog to pigeon pose left side. Now your pigeon pose might look very different from mine, and that's okay. Don't try to recreate my shape at all. Our bodies are different and the shapes will look different. The poses will look different. And if you were threading the needle, this time it's the right arm. Try to get the whole shoulder down. Left arm goes up, searching for the big toe on the other side. Oh, I really took my time on this side. I'm getting sleepy. Once you're bound, press into the elbow, the forearm to come up, and then searching for king pigeon. Once you have the foot, bring the heel to your bum. And stepping back to downward facing dog. Right leg to the ceiling. Lizard pose, right foot steps wide. Just take a moment here to sink your hips down, maybe look up a little. And if it feels right, you can come down to your elbows. Don't force it though. I'm getting you ready for bird of paradise, so that's why we're doing these hip stretches. And then from here, right hand grabs the heel, left hand grabs the front of the ankle. Reach your arms front and then come up to warrior 2. That's also a little flow from my teacher. I stole it, I take no credit. Bird of paradise time. Left hand behind your back, right hand underneath your leg. Look at the floor, big step with the left foot front. You want to keep the right leg as close to your body as possible, so really use your arms to squeeze that leg in. The closer in the leg is, the easier it will be to balance and find your center of gravity. When you've had enough, come back, side angle bound. Open up, warrior 2. And now moving to Skandasana again. Bend the left leg, turn out the toes. This time I'm walking my hands off my mat like a child's pose to get deeper into my hips and inner thighs. The closer the hands are to your pelvis, the more gentle the stretch will be, so it's up to you. And you can't tell here, but my left knee is bent with my toes facing back. You'll be able to see better on the other side because the leg will be bent closer to the camera. Reaching for the right foot here. And after this guy, we have a low lunge. Right foot stays in front, left knee on the floor. Sweep your left arm to the ceiling. We'll take a little tricep stretch here first. Elbow behind the head, lift up your chin. And if it's available, you can go for a bind with the right arm going down, trying to find your fingers. And then half split or full split, right leg in front. Those of you that have been practicing your half split a lot, that's great. I want you to practice your full split with hands on the block and the back knee up. If the back knee is always down, your body will never know what that sensation is of having the back knee off the ground and your hips trying to be heavy, because that knee on the ground will prevent you from ever getting lower. Where are we? Okay, lizard pose, left side. Hands or elbows. I think at this point I was just thinking, I'm really hungry. This was a tough class that we did this week. This is a modified, shortened version, but it's a good workout. Coming up to warrior 2, left side. For bird of paradise, you want to drop that shoulder low. So notice my left shoulder. When I go for the bind, I really have to drop it under because I have short arms, and then I try to turn my chest up. Those of you with short arms can relate, I'm sure. Picking up the left leg. And even if you're not bound, you can still step your foot front and just pick up the leg, holding underneath the knee with both hands. You don't have to be bound. The point is to balance and get the hip opener. The bind is just extra fancy for those that have too much energy. Skandasana, bending the right leg, turn out the toes, sit down, bringing your sits bones toward the right heel. Walking the hands off the mat, getting a deeper stretch, or keeping the hands close. Coming to that 3 limbs, you couldn't really tell on the other side, but notice how my knee is bent, my heel is just outside my butt, I'm not actually sitting on my heel. And this is another combination deal. You're getting a stretch through your hamstring, you're getting quad through the right leg, knee of the right leg, and the top of the ankle, something we don't always stretch out. Moving to our low lunge. Oh, here's another another text that I couldn't figure out how to put where I exactly want it. So the video on this phone just stopped. The phone kind of turned off. You'll see. I go from like my half split and it just cuts into the next thing. I was supposed to do my full split, which I did, and I did more poses after that, but I didn't notice that the phone stopped. So here I am, like checking to make sure the phone is on this time. So now we're in Navasana boat pose. Left leg is up, right foot down, then both feet down, and then you climb back up. Right foot up, and left foot up. Yeah, I'm checking again. Is it still on? And then fixing my arms. Try the left leg. Left leg goes down. Right leg goes down. And then left leg up. Right leg up. Try to lower both, just hovering here. And then slowly, slowly start to reach your shoulders back. Keep your chin tucked. They call this something in gymnastics, I'm not quite sure. Is it hollow body? Maybe. And then wave your arms up, biceps by your ears, and eventually lie down. Next up is for the back of your core, back of your body. We'll have 4 back bends, 2 bridges, and 2 wheel. So come up to your first bridge. Very important to tuck the shoulders under. When you interlock your hands, that will give you a nice shelf to rest on, so it's less pressure on your neck. And I'm actively pushing my arms down, and then my butt and my hips up. And to come out of it, palms on the floor, reach your tailbone towards your heels. Second one's the same. Push your lower back into the mat, tuck your tail, start to curl your way up. Breathing here, bringing the chest towards the chin, really opening the thoracic spine. And then palms on the floor, slowly coming down. Now, if wheel is not in your practice, you can take 2 more bridges. But if wheel is in your practice, now is a good time. You should be warm and ready. Hands under shoulders, elbows up. First, everyone will lift their hips like bridge. Those of you ready for wheel, flip to the crown of your head. Activate your shoulders and then press up. Those of you comfortable in your wheel, instead of coming all the way down, put your crown of the head on the mat, wiggle the fingers closer to the feet, and come up for your second one. Everybody comes down, rest with the knees into the chest. Holding onto the right leg, let the left leg fall to the ground. Lift your head, touch your nose to your knee. Grabbing the foot, straighten the leg. And as you exhale, lift your head up to the leg. Keep kicking the left heel down into the floor, making it active. And we'll take this into a twist. Bring the leg across your body to the left side. Right hand is flat on the ground. And then cat pulling its tail, you bend the left leg and reach down for the foot, pulling the knee back. Love this stretch. If you can't keep that right leg straight, it's okay to bend it as you twist. Everything's okay. It's just yoga. Whatever you do is okay, as long as you're doing. And even not doing is okay too. Don't listen to me. I know nothing. Same on the left side. Knee to nose, hamstring stretch. Keep your shoulders down as best you can. And always on the exhale, you want to lift your head and bring your leg close to your head. Getting ready for the twist. Big toe will go across your body. Make a T with your hands. And as you're ready, cat pulling its tail, reach down for your tail. Letting go. Preparing for shoulder stand. Steady breathing. Shoulder stand's a great way to work your hamstrings too. Folding in half for plow, halasana. Years ago, plow used to really hurt me. Not hurt me, but it was quite uncomfortable because this body pattern, this kind of flexion, was the opposite of what I was used to from ballet, which is a lot of extension. It's amazing how your body does adapt and change over time. After your plow, slowly come all the way down, trying to keep the legs close to your body to stimulate the belly once again. And to counterpose that flexion, we go into extension. So this is an easy version of fish, where you come up to your elbows, you lift your chest, and you let your head dangle. I'll show other variations in future videos, I'm sure, but for this, I think most people can do, at least with the legs on the ground. And then tucking your chin, relax it down. Last thing we'll do is an easy supine twist. Drop both knees to the right, gentle turn to the left. And switching sides. And finally, the best part, Shavasana. However you're comfortable lying down, you can open up your legs nice and wide on your mat, arms away from your body. Allow yourself to take up space. Just close your eyes and breathe here. Following your breath in and out through the nose. And when you're ready, you'll start to wiggle your hands and feet, bending the knees into the chest and rolling over to your side in a fetal position. And from your side, come on up to a seated place. I hope you found this practice useful in the start of 2019.